Everyone, my name is Ariane Andrew.
I am Matt Dillon, and welcome to another piping hot episode of Sippin The Tea, where we
Sip the tea and our guests spill that tea.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Well, hello there, little ladies. We got Mama Dillon right here.
And we have a little Glitty Glit, our little co-host.
And we got a badass boss in the building today. Badass boss. Jessica Rich. Now, if y'all don't know her, y'all will know her, honey. She is the real-life Cinderella. She is a badass boss, a businesswoman. Girl, welcome.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me. Hi, babe. How are you? Oh my God, I've known her forever.
Yeah, it's been some years now.
Yeah, like
I love it.
four.
I love having this platform to bring people together and to share stories. And
yeah.
You have a story.
You sure do, girl.
Thank
so take
you.
us back. Obviously now you're rolling the game and you found a niche that I'm sure didn't come overnight. So take us back to
reality TV.
Reality TV days. Oh my God, you guys need to go all the way back. So I was on this reality show called Real Chance of Love on VH1.
Did you find love, Jeff?
I did not find love, and it's kind of crazy because like I was like literally going. I was like, oh, I'm a girl in New York. I'm trying to figure out like what's next, and I was actually single, so I went on this audition. Little did I know when I got to LA, I didn't know who the cast members were until I got here. So they're like, oh, it's Real Chance, and I'm like, who's that? I didn't really watch like Fave and stuff, and that's where they originated from. So they had their own spinoff, and then I was like, okay, fine, I'll just stay in the house. Like, I wasn't really like feeling either one of them at first, to be honest. And then I was like, okay, whatever, I'll just do it for TV. And then I did it for TV, and in the midst of that, I actually started liking them. And you get so brainwashed to think that these guys you're really trying to be with, like for real. But in reality, you're not gonna ever be with them. So it's it's all like a facade. But it was a lot of fun, a lot of stress because you're in a freaking house with all these girls.
It's a melting pot of
like all day long, and there's 35 cameras around you, and you can't even take a piss without someone like filming it. So it's crazy.
How did you take something like that, which a lot of people get these opportunities today, and don't know how to turn that 15 minutes
into something
15 seconds at this time
huge.
into something huge.
Yeah.
And we'll get into the depth and huge part of what this is and what this accomplishes.
Yeah.
How did it? How was the initial laid foundations? How did that come to?
Did you
want to be a shoe designer?
No, I did not. That's the thing. Like, I feel like one thing led to the next. So it was leaving reality TV and then me having this little bit of fame. But in my mind, I'm like, listen, I need to work this. I can't be the girl who is like, what is she doing now?
Ding.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
you already got it.
I already have, like, I'm not gonna, I have what it takes to make it, and I knew that. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just take my connections and use them for something later on. And it was never a fashion line. It was mainly like, oh, I want to be a fashion host. Like, me on E! News is what I really want to do, and I still want to do that. Exactly. So I'm like, I want to be a hostess. So I tried doing that. I moved to LA. I was taking Marky Costello's class. I don't know if you guys know who she is. She's a major I'm a hosting agent, and I was doing things with her, but she never signed me as a talent. And I'm like, I know I have what it takes, so why are you not signing me? So I left her class. I started doing my own YouTube videos, my own styling videos. I was using all the friends and celebrities that I met over the last couple of years from the TV shows. I started going into their homes, finding what they're wearing. I had this little show called Style It Rich on YouTube, and I basically found out what they were wearing. I was trying to teach people how to look amazing on a budget, because she's like, you can't just be a hosty host. You have to be a host with a brand. So what's your brand going to be? And I'm like, I sat and thought about it, but you know what? When I was in high school, girls would always say, oh my God, you're rich. And I'm like, I'm not. It's just about throwing on like cheap clothes with nice stuff, So then from there, that brand just kind of kept going there. In the midst of that, I was like doing red carpets and things like that. And then my girlfriend was like, Jessica, you know so many people. Like, I feel like you know all these people. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, how about you just like use my brand and like get it out there, and I'll pay you to be like a PR person. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I was getting paid to do PR for other brands, and that turned into like making her thing like huge. And then me being like, what's going on? Like, that's how I also met her too, because I was giving her clothes from different companies, and she's promoting different companies and thinking, people are like, oh my God, is this your line? I'm like, no, it's not my line. And I'm like, wait.
And you're like,
I should my own line.
Exactly.
So it wasn't even a cha-ching moment. It was like the contract was up and she didn't renew it. So then I was stuck.
You're like,
what am I gonna do now? Exactly. It was like, okay, what am I gonna do now? So the first thing I knew to do was like open my own online store. And before that, I also had my own jewelry line as well when I was on the show.
Girl, that jewelry over there.
Oh, thank you.
I'm like, look at that bling over there.
Thank you.
I'm not sure whether that's the jewelry line you need, but
no, it was a different one.
Well, you know,
that was a different one, but no, I had my already experience in the e-commerce business, so it was something I already knew how to do, and I started my own thing. I came downtown in LA, I got like 10 different outfits, I put on my website, and that started the whole brand of Jessica Rich Collection clothing, and it was stuff that I wasn't even like designing. I was just buying stuff just to get out there, like crap, I need to make money, what am I gonna do? So I was giving it to all my girlfriends, like her and all these people, and they started promoting Jessica Rich, Jessica Rich. Now 1 year later, now I'm actually a full like online store. Then I was making a lot of money, doing all these things. 2016, Fashion Nova becomes major. And I'm like, what's going on with my sales? Like my clothing sales start dropping tremendously because my stuff is like $150, $175, and now people are buying stuff for $20, $40.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what am I gonna do?
Notch that competition out.
Right?
Good for you, though.
It's insane. So my boyfriend at the time I was dating, his name was actually Shoe Bomb. It's kind of funny. His name was Shoe.
You ain't gonna get better than that.
Yeah,
Hang on.
His name was Shoe Bomb, and he's a great, amazing guy, entrepreneur, online business. And he's like, Jess, how about me and you do a brand together? You should do shoes. And I'm like, why shoes? Like, I can't think of myself making shoes.
Okay.
Like, I don't even know what the heck to even design. Like, what do you
Okay.
mean? He's like, we'll figure it out and we'll do something together. I'm like, okay, cool. So then, like, 6 months later, I couldn't think of what to make, and I was laying in my apartment in New York. And it came to me like, wait a minute, the clear trend is so big right now. And I love wearing clear shoes, but there's only like 3 or 4 styles out. So I was like, wait a minute, what shoe do I wear all the time? Christian Louboutin, So Pump, So Kate, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but it's like the sexiest silhouette of like stiletto. It's actually the same stiletto, but it didn't exist in clear. So that's how I got the whole idea for the fancy stiletto. And then that was my first design. I literally got one sample. I said to all my girlfriends, and they all promoted it. I didn't even have all the shoes. I literally had one pair. That's it. But I took pictures of it 50 different ways. So every girl would think that she had her own photo.
She is like, yes.
And then I'm feeling so serious, but this is the real. Like, I
But
didn't
this
buy
is
money.
good.
Like, I didn't spend.
This is good to say the real, because that's what
Yeah.
most people don't do. They just show like the highs and like, oh, this
Exactly.
happened overnight.
Oh, no.
It doesn't happen overnight.
I didn't buy
tell
any
that
stock
didn't.
at all.
But I feel
Yeah.
like because we share I did 10 years in New York. I think New York gives you some grit, and I think
Yeah.
out here, I already get those vibes, honey, and I am feeling it.
Thank
Us
you.
New York folks know how
Yeah,
to
I'm actually
keep
from
it
Michigan,
rolling.
actually, but I lived in New York for like 4 years.
There you go.
Yeah. So
I mean, Michigan in itself, you gotta
You
come
have to
through. If you know
hustle.
Yeah.
anything about Michigan,
you can't stay there forever. You know what
I mean, the man gotta give you the keys of the city now, right? She's like,
I would love,
she's
but
like,
like,
let me take my notes down. Why
that'd be
not, girl?
amazing. Yeah.
So fast forward now.
So now we fast forward.
We're in LA, and I'm like,
Yeah.
y'all that
Right here
store,
on Melrose.
right here
Dude,
on Melrose.
I didn't even plan to open the store. Like, it literally became this shoe being so popular to then me understanding, okay, now I know what people want. So I kept this. I'm on my 25th design now, 1 year later, and people are like, oh my God, your shoes fit so different. Like, they run very small. Okay, I had an office downtown, whatever. I was comfortable with that. Then my realtor friend called me and said, Jess, there's a new place opening on Melrose that the girl's leaving, the old Sorella Boutique. And I'm like, oh, I love Sorella Boutique. Let's see it. I went in, I said, okay, I'll take it. And I literally just went on a limb, hoping to God that it was a good move.
Cinderella, honey.
Yeah.
Cinderella.
And that was this summer, so like 1 year, one
And
later.
let's not talk, Melrose is pricey, girl. So you are doing the damn thing.
Dude, it's not.
Tell us
so,
about the way you were able to, and I think there's a fine art to having a network and a database of friends,
Mm-hmm.
and friends that have influence, and friends that a lot of people would know
Yeah.
if your name dropped a few names.
Yeah.
Tell us about, wait.
I love
you gonna
him.
sip this tea with me now,
I'm
cuz?
gonna sit because she's had
I ain't
He's
finished
so
with, I ain't
big.
finished with the questions yet.
Okay, go ahead.
The question is, how do you find the art of building a brand,
Mm-hmm.
not wanting to come off too leechy, and being like, yo girl, wear my shoes so I can then like use you for press?
You know what? It's actually funny you say that. So I just naturally have just kept relationships open and very positive throughout this last 10 years of grinding, to the point where people know that I'm not a thirsty person and I actually have genuine relationships with people.
Gotcha.
So it's not like, hey babe, you know what I mean? It's like, oh my God, Jess, like, you know what you're doing. I
They
saw you do
want
this.
to.
Yeah, you saw what I did with this brand. You know me from that brand, so why would you not support my brand? And it's kind of what happens.
And
you know?
I get that vibe of you. I mean,
Yeah.
name me a top 3 people. I mean, I saw J-Lo, honey. That was a
That was
moment.
insane. Like,
Yes.
I literally
And
was
I love
like,
how cute you were. That I was looking, and I was looking at the photo, and you were like, I couldn't even tell. She'd done it so seamlessly.
seamlessly.
Which
Yeah.
was your purpose
The whole
behind that. That you're
reason.
like, wait a minute, where's my shoes? But you're like, they're there.
They're there. Like I had so many. That was crazy because I gave them to her in May. So by like the time she wore them, I was like, she's not gonna wear them because they're like
Isn't
mad
that the
old.
best, though?
You know what I mean? Like
Isn't that
J-Lo. J-Lo's gonna wear my old shoes of last year.
girl.
And then I woke up today, I was like, oh my God, it's insane. Yeah, it was
That's
so
how life
amazing.
can change and become.
Life-changing.
Not overnight, but because you put in the grind.
Yeah.
So it didn't just happen overnight, but how you can, and being in this industry, how things can just change dramatically.
Literally.
From after you've put in, you know, the hustle. And
The
grind.
hustle. A lot of stress.
I think the hustle, and I think what people probably don't get is I love that you highlighted the e-commerce, and that shows a depth of your understanding of the business world. And I think, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of people would look at a pretty face like this and be like, you know.
Yeah, I
You know,
didn't.
no, I'm speaking truth. That we live in a
Thank you.
world where people can be, you know, straight up face value. And I'm like,
Super.
listening to you and listening to this did not happen overnight, but listening to certain points that you've touched on, the e-commerce, the, you know, the ballsy way that you just was like, yo, I want that, I'm gonna take that storefront and
See what happens. Yeah.
You live a life that I'm picking up here, that you put the work in, you have a formula, but you also have like just that jump and see attitude. And I feel like that's inspiring. And I don't know whether you realize there's the brand that you created. And I think you really get a taste of this, guys, if you go onto social media and see like the girls posting the shoes. And I love that, like, you're creating a community.
Thank you.
Of women. And fabulous gang.
Thank you so much.
It's important.
Wait.
I love you. Oh my God, you're so cute.
I am shook right
I can
now.
make you a custom pair.
Hey, yeah.
I am so
You better
nervous.
deliver me a pair.
I can make you a custom pair for sure.
It's good to see
No,
you,
but
right?
I have to highlight this, and not just to say for, you know, women, but how important it is, like, being a Black woman and being a positive role model. Like, I've never seen anything negative about you.
Thank
and
you.
showing that, you know what, when you put in the grind, you put in the work, and you stay true to yourself, like, stuff does eventually pass. I think that's super important.
Thank
that how
you.
you're not only making, like Matt said, a community for women, but being such a positive influence for young girls who look like us.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not easy. It's funny you say that because, like, when I'm thinking about it, oh my God, you're a Black designer, and I'm like, and I look like, what Black designers doing shoes? I don't really know any. If you think about it, like, there's no girl that I know of besides.
I can't
You know what
imagine.
I'm saying?
And-
And I'm like, is we still in that world that we're actually thinking about that? Like, can we not all just be like one color? Like, you know what I mean?
It's an interesting point you make. 'Cause
Yeah.
I was like, oh, she's a shoe designer. Like, does it matter what color skin she has?
Right?
Yeah.
But sadly, for as much progress as we keep making,
We keep going back.
Keep going backwards.
We keep going
Yeah.
backwards, or we keep just at a standstill. And
Yeah.
it's crazy. But it's like trailblazers like yourself, you have such a positive vibe about you.
Thank
and I
you.
think because it wasn't given to you, that's why you.
Yeah.
I see the appreciation though. I see this is your baby. And I
Literally,
see
yeah.
the way when you're speaking about it.
The passion.
Is the way that
Thank
that
you.
passion can have such a compounding effect on
Yeah.
across generations, though. I think people need to, and it's so funny because the way you said it was, you're like, shoes? Why
I
shoes?
never thought
Who
shoes.
would have thought?
Yeah.
You wouldn't have thought.
I would never thought.
What's
So
your
it's
advice to
crazy.
somebody, like, obviously, you know, you kind of were in the world, so it's like you were in the closets, picking out the outfits, doing that, like that. So you were in the realm of it, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
like, what would your advice to be to like the younger
there to
generation,
this
right there,
camera,
to
girl.
you know, to finding
It's what your niche is?
your niche, or to getting on the right path to
to
find
get
your
to where
niche?
you're at, like, what
Because
advice?
you did 50,
Yeah.
50 goddamn things to get to one part.
Exactly. So that would be my advice. My advice would be, because even for me at like 29, 30, I'm like, oh my God, I'm reaching a point where I'm like, I don't have all my eggs in a basket. Like, I cannot understand what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm good at fashion, I'm good at this. So I think you should just keep going at everything until one thing just clicks. So just
I like
keep
that.
just keep doing everything. I was a hostess at Circoni's down the street, literally giving me all the numbers I could get.
Yes!
That's how I got J-Lo, no craziness, but I met her manager there. And I was a hostess there, and I was like, oh my God, Benny Medina, boom, need his number, boom, got it, and then here we are.
I'll share a little
So,
story. I'll share a story about
yeah.
Miss J-Lo with you because I do PR too. So
Yeah,
I
see?
I used to represent a jewelry line and I was friends with one of her dancers, and I gave, in a car park, right before the Today Show, I gave him a pair of earrings, and she wore them earrings on the Today Show. So he's the hustle girl.
Exactly, it's all about hustle.
And coming at it unconventionally.
Yeah.
Because life is sometimes not about knowing the end result. It's about being able to pick it up, keep it moving, even when you don't even know which direction you're moving.
And keeping it real, because you just literally, you kept it 1,000. Like I said, and that's very hard to come by nowadays. It's like, I think it's important to be authentic and say like, okay, this is what I went through and this is how it went down. Because nothing is ever perfect.
No, and people don't understand. It's never perfect.
Exactly.
Never.
So I think it's important to like, show people that just because you're here now doesn't mean that, you didn't go through a lot of shit to get there.
I did. I got through a lot.
Yeah,
It was a lot. Even my store, like before I signed the key, I paid the guy the deposit, and then I'm like calling my mom. I was like, Mom, it's so expensive. I don't care how much money I'm doing. What if 1 month I'm not doing well, And she's like, Jess, you've gotten this far. For you not to do it now would make sense. She's like, you're gonna walk by and see another store there and wish it was yours. And I'm like, you're right. So you have to just do it and just go for it. And I'm like, you're right.
You jumped.
Yeah, and I just did it. Yeah, and now I'm like, I can't imagine not having it now. It's like, oh my God, I love the store. It's so fun.
I used to live on Hayworth.
Oh my God, you're right
there. I can't imagine not seeing it there because I was like, oh, I know this girl. Like, this is huge. And breaking you apart as an onion and looking at the layers to what you represent to people and to what you're doing in the fashion world, the price points even, they're not unattainable.
Thank you.
Like everybody can own a piece of Jessica Rich.
They're upscale.
Everybody can get some Jessica Rich, honey.
Right here, there's going to be a little barcode.
Let me try some. See this? Wait.
I can.
See this?
I cannot with you.
So if you would like to get these, click the barcode right there now.
It's actually over here, bro.
Oh my God, I love it.
Okay, we're going to try this again. Ready, girl?
Yes.
Damn,
so you'll click the barcode here, and then you can shop Jessica Rich.
Yes.
Honey. If you guys want custom, I do custom. So
she does custom?
Yeah, I do custom.
You fancy.
No, literally. Because I have some people with like large feet, so my sizes are 35 through 42. And some women are really tall and have big feet, so I had to do a size 44 for someone. But it's possible for sure.
I was like,
so you can get you some heels, girl.
Yeah.
Yes, hunty.
Who's some names of people that are on your to get list, if you have?
I just shipped shoes to Beyonce yesterday, so that was a big deal. Yeah. You have to just pray and hope. So I sometimes I like to say things what's going on, but that is one person that I
put it out there.
The universe.
Because people want to just steal it. Like, oh my God, I would never want to see yourself. So the energy, if you tell people what you're doing,
I agree.
You know what I mean? So whatever. God has my back, so Beyonce has my shoes. If she wears them,
God has my back and Beyonce has my shoes.
On that note,
I just feel like my mama, she was giving me Naomi Campbell vibes, like at the 100.
Really? I'm not as skinny, though. I love her.
Naomi is bomb, but
I love her.
But she's bomb, but she's in her own lane.
Thank you, babe. I love you.
Come for the queen, Chad. Don't come for my queen.
I just came for
you. Guys are so cute.
So go ahead, tell everybody here where, they can social media, where to follow you.
No, totally. Social media is Jessica Rich Collection on Instagram, and my personal is Jessica Rich. Yeah, and of course, JessicaRich.com to shop.
Right here.
And if you're in LA, make sure you go check out the store.
Yeah,
what's that address?
Yeah,
7811 Melrose.
Ooh, yes, girl. You can follow me across the board at Ariane Andrew, and this little nugget who's sleeping, but I'm gonna wake that ass
He's
up.
so cute.
I'm Matt Dillon. You can follow me at Matt Dillon 1983 and this beautiful beast at Its Moment 2011. Well, guys, that's a wrap on today's episode.
So fun.
I'm feeling inspired. I'm taking a pair home and I'm going to turn it on.
I'm going to pussy pop.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
I love you.
You guys, next time on Focus TV Network, catch another episode of Sippin The Tea.
Yes, ma'am. Cheers,
Bye. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.